The Mets took another unacceptable loss to the Philadelphia Phillies, and there is a lot of blame to go around for the Mets as to how this happened, because what happened was inexcusable, from the lack of offensive production to Carlos Mendoza's pathetic in-game management again, and that was the one game the Mets really had the best odds to win. Now the Mets are screwed because they don't have the matchups in their next 3 games. They could very well get swept in Philadelphia. I get that the Mets still have 92% odds to make the playoffs, which is pretty good, but the Giants won, so the Mets are only up 3 on them. The Reds lost, thankfully, but the Mets only have a tiebreaker with them, so it's basically the same thing as they're up 4 on the Reds. But it's starting to get sweaty for the wild card. The Mets realistically have to play at least 500 ball down the stretch, so that this way, if one of these teams gets hot, as long as they don't get flaming hot, the Mets will get in. And it's not going to be easy for the Mets whatsoever to do this. They're going to regress from last year. Their only shot is, again, it's a weak playoff field, and you got to figure with 4 teams right behind them, one of them's going to get somewhat hot. So you have to be able to hold them off. The division is dead. The Mets are now 8 back with 18 to play, 1.7% division odds. The Phillies need to collapse to somehow overtake 2007's Mets collapse in order to win the division. The division is dead. If it wasn't already, it's dead now. And the wild card itself is looking very dicey. It's looking very dicey for the Mets, because again, they have to be able to hold off a bunch of teams. The Reds don't have a tiebreaker against, and the D-backs they might not have a tiebreaker against either. They do have a tiebreaker against the Giants and Cardinals, but you have to be thinking that, if you're the Mets, it's already unacceptable after you're the best team in baseball and 21 over to barely be hanging on to a wild card spot and to choke a 5.5 game division lead. If the Mets, after all this, don't even make the playoffs, this is the worst collapse, not just in franchise history, but possibly in MLB history. This might, when you look at all the circumstances, this might actually be worse than the 2011 Red Sox collapse.